Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time. I know you are really busy, working day by day in the shadow to tackle climate change. So thank you for giving us your time. Let's start with finance. You are the CFO. You got the money, you got the power, and you were dealing with dollars and euros, and now you have to deal with carbon emissions, CO2, ESG indicators. Okay, can you tell us a bit more about this evolution?
So first, what I understood, I'm in the dark side, so I will be short because I think everybody is waiting for the cocktail. Many things were said before during the panel. We talk about reporting, extra financial reporting. Today, the CFO is one of the power is the ownership of the data and the reporting, the financial reporting. And of course, tomorrow, the companies, the shareholders, and all the stakeholders will wait for reliable data for extra financial reporting. So it's not an easy task. And we, especially in the small companies, not like some of them that we saw, we have to anticipate because tomorrow it will be mandatory, but more and more it's a requirement for all the people with whom we work, for employees, for shareholders, for investors, for everybody. So we have to anticipate. It's not easy. We have to measure. So thanks to SWIP to help us to measure. And we have to understand our figures. We have to understand where we can have an impact, where are maybe the main pain points, or as well the quick wins sometimes. So we have to take some decision. It's not always easy because sometimes we have to take decision. We talk about P&L and profitability, but sometimes in the short term we have to take some decision for the profitability in the short term, and it's not. We have to balance with the long-term ESG strategy. So it's not always an easy task, and we have some discussion with sustainability. I think. Someone from L'Oréal talked about this. We have some discussion with CEO, so it's with a CPO, so with everybody. So it's some decision to take. As a finance, we are here to provide reliable data. I think it's clearly something important, and this is something that we will continue to work. And it's a big evolution for the finance because we have clearly, as it was said just before, we have to clearly take care of the non-financial reporting because. It's more and more important, and we know that we'll have a lot of constraints with data like Julien said, so we have to anticipate and we have to work on it.
I guess you were super attentive on the previous session. Good luck.
Thank you.
For your battle. Another battle and another CPO. Ah, but you are...
No, I thought initially, Renaud, that you would not tell to the audience that I was a CPO. Okay, so
but you are the one, and you're in charge of procurement in your company. You are in charge of more than 80% of the Scope 3 emissions. It's a huge responsibility. So what's up?
Yes, well, to be precise, it's more than 80%, it's 85%. If we exclude the usage. Okay, so because I'm working in the aerospace industry. Okay, so the usage in the plane is key. Okay, so if we exclude the usage, it is 80%, 85%. Okay, so to tackle. Okay, so to do that, on top of that, I have 1,500 production suppliers. So I know that it's not possible for me just to tackle these issues with 1,500 suppliers. So. Okay, so when you are in face of such a deal, I think that I have think about 3 pillars. The first one is a conceptualization of the first pillar. Well, quite unusual for a CPO to conceptualize. Okay, so I read book. I read book on climate, but I read book as well on human science. And one of the book was Malcolm. Gladwell. I don't know if you know this guy. He's a UK guy. He wrote in 2000 a famous bestseller book. He's a novelist, speaker. Okay, so he wrote a famous book named "The Tipping Point: How Little Things Can Make a Big Difference." Okay, so well, if you read it, you can understand that at what time, when you have a sufficient number of people involved, committed, engaged with a strong purpose, at the right period of time, you can transform your organization. You can change deeply your society, your group, your people. Okay, so and the point is, what is this number? Okay, so it's between 5 and 15%. So I use 10%. I use 11%, to be honest. So I have chosen 170 suppliers. I have selected 170 suppliers, engaged, involved, strategic suppliers, and I make sure that they are fully involved in the process of decarbonization. Okay, so it's not only my company, but this is as well the suppliers. Okay, so as soon as I have selected that, I want to make sure that they are fully involved. So I have the second pillar. And the second pillar, this is, I need talented people, internally but externally as well, in my supply chain. And to do that, I have trained them. The first approach was to make a fantastic climate fresk with my people, okay, with different training tools for my own people and for my suppliers as well. And then it tracks. We are strong on the first pillar, we are quite strong on the second one, and we have the third one. And the third one is digitalization. How I measure that, I assess the low carbon footprint of my supply chain. And honestly, I can admit that I'm weak in this third pillar, because I use Excel. But I hate Excel. Honestly, that's a trick with Excel. And then I phone and I call Renault. Okay, so probably the next step will be just to have a great tool just to measure that.
Thank you. As you can see, we are really masking the complexity. But now let's talk about marketing. Marketing, you have a really dark past, greenwashing, consumerism, hard to live in that life, but you've changed. And yeah, can you tell us a bit more about your new life?
How to go to the bright side, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think the CMOs can have a pivotal role in that, right? And one of my, because the CMOs are the voice of the brand, right? Or designing what's, at the end of the day, for the consumers, the voice of the brand. And you want this brand to be a forever brand, right? That's why we're all here. And I think my main point of what I've learned on how to drive that change is really to listen, right? And the first, and that might be a bit counterintuitive, right? Because we used to deliver a lot of messages, design a lot of tools, but it's really start with listening. And the first thing we need to listen is science, right? And I think that's not something that is very familiar to CMOs, especially in big companies, but science is loud and clear. So that would be my first tip. The second point is really listen to consumers, but not necessarily the consumer that are constituting the bulk of your business today, right? You want to design for the long term, not for next month, next quarter, next year, but really where do you see your brand when it's forever, right? When it's in 2, 5, 10 years. So really listen to the consumer that actually demand the change today, and not the consumer that have not made that change and that pivot yet. And for me, the last one is really simply listen to your gut, right, and to your common sense, right? When you see something, is this really making sense in the world I want to be in tomorrow? And I think if you do that, then you can really be designing messages or contributing to strategies and contributing to building the voice of tomorrow. And then have really the enduring message, and then get this ripple effect, right? You design further strategies in the project and the product, and then, because you drive that message, you get more people to join that mission. And I believe that's how you get to build a forever brand, but also inspire more to be forever brand. So hopefully that's my inspiration for the bright side.
You've changed, and for the best, for the best.
Thanks, that's a mask.
And you are the CSO. You are the DNA of the Climate Action Dream Team. Congratulations. Yeah, it seems that things are going on your way now, but can you tell us a bit more about the new dimension of your job?
Maybe before, when I start to talk about my new dimension, I will talk a little bit about the past. Because in the past, I sometimes feel like the librarian with the very whole empty library. You know, I read a lot of books, and I try to understand what will happen regarding the environment, social and government aspects, yes? Many, many years, the library was closed, but the time is changing. During the last 10 years, the change was very big. And I feel that many people want to read these books. And I'm extremely happy that I can share this knowledge, because this knowledge is not magical. It's only if they don't have time, like the marketing, finance, logistics, I support them because I have this knowledge and I like to share them. That's why it's very, very important to be any kind of catalyst and support all departments regarding the special roles what they have. I know that some of people from many organizations have the issue with the understanding. That's, in my point of view, is the most important thing to translate CSRD, CFRD, whatever, okay, on the very simple word, how to implement it in the regular life, regular working. Why? Because as many people heard, for example, CSRD is coming, yes? It will be on the same level that like the financial report. And every one of us have to do it. But how to do it? I responsible for explanation in the very easy way how to implement. It's not the bottleneck, it's not the painful. It's only we have to prepare people to understand that. And that is my breakthrough strategy to implement our organization.
Fantastic. The four, fantastic. Thank you. Really glad, really pleased to share. Let's reveal their real identity. Francois from Withings. Congratulations. You have one last recommendation to CFOs. One last word.
Except good luck. Good luck with sweep. Thanks.
And we have Fredric from Safran. Thank you, Fredric. Any recommendation? Yeah.
Well,
one last word.
Be smart, inspiring.
With a mask. Julie, Climaworks.
Well, drive change, I think. Well, drive change. So I work at Climaworks. Yeah, maybe just a quick word to explain. So what Climaworks does is we build installation to capture CO2 from the air and then store it permanently, so it's permanently removed from the atmosphere. We support, in that sense, the work that tree and nature naturally does. Unfortunately, we've left it so far in the reduction job that we need to do that we will need to complement the work of nature. And this is a very nascent industry. You need to think like solar and wind 15, 20 years ago, right? So not something that's going to save us now, not something that's going to save us in 25 years, but maybe limit the damage and the consequences that we will leave or how our kids will inherit. So that's what I do. That's my bright side.
Thanks.
Yeah, if I can make just another comment.
Sure.
Yeah, because we didn't speak about that. But I think that if you want to make sure that your project will be a success, you need just to engage and commit your CEO, your boss. Okay, so we are functions, but do not forget that we are someone just above us, and that's key. That you have to have strong support, a strong sponsor from the CEO.
But believe me, the spirit of the CEO is part of that stage. Yeah,
exactly. Not find a new one.
And Robert,
From my side, as I said, if you are Chief Sustainability Officer, be a very, very patient librarian. Read a lot of books and tell the people, it's not crazy, it's easy.
Thanks. And I guess you know David Bowie. He proposed us to be a hero, but just for one day. At Sweep, we allow companies, people, employees to be heroes, but forever.
Oh, thank you, Renaud.